my channel. So today I'm just doing a video on Hawaii again. So I did do like a kind of condensed vlog where I just put all the clips that I had from the trip together. And today I kind of want to go into more detail, and at first I was gonna go and do like 3-part video, but honestly I don't have the energy to produce 3 videos. So I'm just going to use this video and kind of share our entire itinerary. So all the places we hiked, the beaches we saw, and the places we ate amazing vegan food. So it's going to be a very jam-packed video. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, and I'll leave everything that I mentioned in the description box below. Alright, so I'll start with beaches, and I'll kind of put them in the order of how much I like them. So obviously I did not go to every single beaches. Tim and I were only in Hawaii for about 6 days. So these are all the places that I went to. If there are places that you went to that I did not mention, that I did not get to visit, make sure to leave them in the comments below so other people can also check them out. So one of my favorite beaches there was probably Lanikai Beach. It's in Kailua, which is on the east side of the island. From there you can see the Moku'ilis, or actually like the 2 little islands. I took a lot of pictures and it was so nice. It's a very family-friendly beach. You can park on the street for free and there's no entrance. It's kind of like just a local beach. It's not very crowded, or at least it wasn't when we went. And it had some of the smoothest sands that we found on the island, but there are some rocks in the water. Number 2 is Moana Beach Park, and it's in downtown Honolulu. It's really close to Waikiki Beach, but a little bit to the west. It has free parking. It's very family friendly. There's barely any waves. A lot of like really young kids could play in the water. There's no rocks, and it's an amazing sunset. Tim and I watched the sunset there twice, and it's right next to the Moana shopping center, so you can go there after if you want to. Number 3 would probably have to be Kailua Beach Park, and it's actually Tim's favorite. There's some small waves, just enough to like play around, but kids can play in them. It has smooth sand. It doesn't have any rocks. It also faces the east, and it's also in Kailua, obviously. They have free parking, and it wasn't very busy when we went there as well. Another one would have to be Makapu'u Beach. When we went, the waves were so insane. There would be no way to actually really swim in them. It's probably very dangerous. There were a few people in the water, but you need to have flippers and you need to have experience with really big waves because they're really scary. It's also on the southeast coast, I think, and a little bit higher up on the highway you can actually surf. We saw a bunch of people surfing similar waves. It has a lot of rocks on the side, but like it's really beautiful. It was a breathtaking view, so I would go there more to like see it, but you can't really go in the water. So like I said, it's a gorgeous view, and they also have free parking. Next is Ailewa Bay. We didn't actually get to go. We were supposed to go. It's on the North Shore, but we ended up having to leave the North Shore early because we forgot stuff at home. I heard tons of good things about it. I completely forgot to mention Waimea Bay. It was really beautiful. They were really big waves, just like Makapu'u, so it wasn't the safest to swim in. Tim did attempt, but he kind of got caught in the waves after a while. The waves were really big, but they were much fewer than at Makapu'u. That's why it was still swimmable. And there's also a giant rock that people usually like kind of like cliff jump off of, but the tides were really low when we went, so nobody was jumping. And I'm assuming maybe the waves are not always this big either. I'm not too sure. But the parking is free. It's on the North Shore, so a little drive to get there. And I'd say it's not the most kid-friendly. I wouldn't let my kid go in those waves, but otherwise it's a really beautiful place to visit anyways. Next is Waikiki Beach. I think it's a little bit overrated. Tim agrees too. It's kind of complicated to find parking. It's in downtown. It's way more crowded than Moana, and the sand is not as nice. There's rocks in the water. I mean, you can go check it out, and it's a pretty long beach, so like maybe there's activities going on further down the beach that we didn't get to see, but we saw a couple people like learning to surf there and things like that. And finally, the last one is Noma Bay, and we actually stopped there and we were gonna go in, but the entrance fees were pretty insane. I think it's some kind of conservation area or something, so they charge a lot of money so they can keep the grounds decent, and it's also closed on Tuesday. So we tried to go on Tuesday, it was closed. We looked it up online, it's only closed on Tuesday. And then we went back another time, and the parking fee was $1, and then it was something like $7.50 a person to get into the park, and the line was huge. The parking is really high up and you have to take a lot of stairs to get down. I'm sure it's beautiful, I'm sure it's awesome, but we just didn't feel like all the hassle, so we didn't end up going. And it also has opening and closing hours that are somewhat early, I think. So moving on to part 2, which is going to be vegan eats in Hawaii. So my favorite place to eat was Vegan Hills. I won't mention the addresses because everything is in Oahu, everything is near downtown except one that's on the North Shore. The food we ate was really good. We went there twice, so we went there for lunch. I think I had an avocado melt and Tim had some kind of bowl, and it was really good. And then we also went for breakfast, and it was also extremely good. There's parking out back. It cost money, but it was like 75 cents for like the time that we were there to eat. It wasn't super busy, but we did have to call ahead to make sure, because for lunch it was actually pretty busy when we called. So I will leave all the infos in the description box. The second one is the one on the North Shore. It's called the Beetbox Cafe. It's not a vegan place, but they have vegan options. I don't remember what Tim had there, but I know I had some kind of avocado toast, and it was delicious with garlic aioli. There's parking out back, it's free, and it was pretty cheap as well. Number 3 is some really cool place. It's called What Dough. It's only open on Thursday through Sunday, I think. It's like a little tent that they set up in the parking lot, and they make firewood pizzas, vegan pizzas, all vegan, and it's awesome. And I took pictures, and they actually tagged me on Instagram when I tagged them on like the pizza picture that I posted. So it's really cool. They do have a few picnic tables where you can eat as well. Next is not a restaurant, it's kind of like a Whole Foods like grocery store. It's called Down to Earth. It has a really nice hot food bar, and there's tons of vegan options. Like, I've never seen that many, and Tim loved every single food that they had there. He just tried everything that was vegan, and it was really good. The stuff that they sell in the aisles are actually pretty expensive from what I saw, but they have a lot of vegan and vegetarian options for everything. They have a lot of vegan brands, so that's pretty cool. There's parking on the street that's paying during like work hours, and yeah, like I said, it's like semi-pricey, but it's really cool. Next, we also went to Peace Cafe. We went there twice. We went there for lunch once, and then we went there for ice cream as well, because they have vegan ice cream. It's a fully vegan restaurant. There's also parking on the street that you have to pay during the hours, but once again, that's pretty cheap as well. And I don't remember what we got there. Tim got tofu poke bowl type of thing, and I probably got some kind, I think I got the barbecue tempeh sandwich, something like that. Next is Whole Food Kailua. So that one is in Kailua, so that's east. It's really nice. It's huge. They have so much food. They have way more vegan options at the hot food bar than the Whole Foods in Ottawa here. And they also label the vegan things, like they have low vegan stickers, so you don't have to actually read everything. Yeah, so they have a really large hot food and cold food bar, like way bigger. And I also got one of their sandwiches. It was a TTLT, I think, sandwich, and it was really good. They have free parking out back, and it's really affordable. Next is Lanikai juice. I think they have a few places, and we got acai bowls there. We went to the one in Kailua, and it was really good. Next is Loving Hut. So it's a Asian restaurant, but it's all vegan food, and they have free parking in the front. It's a very small place, but it didn't look very busy, and it was also very affordable. I don't remember what we ordered there though. And next is Banán, and that's also like a acai ice cream place. It's, they have 3 locations, and one of them is a food truck, and we went to that one, and it was delicious. But I know they have one in Waikiki as well. The next 2 places are places that we did look up and we were planning to go to, but didn't get to go to because we ate all the food that we needed. So the first one is Iskan, and it's a vegetarian buffet that they have. Then there's I Love Nalo. There's a place called Morning Brew, another place called Simple Joy, and one that's called Loving Oven. So I will leave all of those down below. If you're interested, you can look them up and see what they serve, and all of those places have vegan options. Next, let's talk about hikes. So the first hike that we did, and one of my favorite hikes, would probably have to be the Lanikai Pillbox hikes. So we went there for sunrise. It's in Kailua. It was really nice. You could see like the sun getting up, and it was so amazing because it faces to the east. It's an amazing view and it's relatively easy. We saw a lot of unexperienced hiker go up. I mean, I'm not an experienced hiker either and I did not have any issues. The parking is on the street. It's in a residential neighborhood, so you have to kind of be careful, not be too loud and not be really an annoyance, but otherwise it's a really nice hike. And it wasn't too busy when we went, but we did see videos online of days where it's really busy, so I'd suggest probably going during the weekdays. I feel like all hikes are like that. The second hike that we really loved was Manoa Falls. It's a $5 parking fee, and we went when it was raining and it was awesome. It would still be nice when it's sunny out, but it's something that you can do in the rain as well. It's in the jungle, it's really nice. It was still pretty crowded even during a rainy day, but it's kid friendly. We saw a lot of kids and it's a beautiful waterfall. We were lucky because it was a very heavy waterfall because it's been raining a lot. I've seen pictures and like sometimes there's barely any water coming down when it's dry season. You're not supposed to swim there, but I saw a couple people swim there. There's also an alternate trail. It's called Aihua Aina, I think, trail that you can take like right before the fall. And Tim and I kind of explored it, but we didn't know where it ended up, so we ended up doubling back. I don't actually think it does a loop still, but it was really nice. And that one, like, there was nobody on it. It's like nobody even noticed it was there. Next is the Makapu'u Lighthouse Trail, and this one is very versatile because they have a little bit of parking. It's free, and if the parking is full, which it was the first time we went because we went twice, you can park on the highway. Like there's a lot of space on the side of the highway. It sounds a bit scary, but it's definitely doable. A lot of people parked on the side of the highway and crossed and went up. The entire main trail is paved, so like people go up there with like strollers and kids and dogs and all of that. But there are also a lot of alternative routes that we learned about during our last day. So you can go through the blowholes, or you can go down to blowholes, you can go through the bottom and then hike up. There's a lot of options, and you can also go off the trail and go up to the pillboxes. There are some concrete pillboxes there too. And Tim and I did that the second time we went. We hiked up to the pillboxes and it was really nice. And it's a gorgeous view. The water is the bluest I've ever seen and I cannot get enough of it. And when it's really nice and not too foggy, you can actually see the other islands in the distance, so that's really cool. Next is Koko Crater Railway Trail, and that one's a little bit more challenging, and you should probably wear proper footwear. Apparently it's one of the highest hikes in Oahu. This affected railway, and it serves as stairs, but they're like really large stairs, kind of like when you take like 2 stairs at a time, so it's pretty exhausting. I'd say it could be dangerous, but nobody got injured when we were there. There was a lot of people and nobody gets hurt, but it is very challenging. There's a couple places where it's suspended in the air, so you have to be very careful, but you can also go around, I think. We didn't go around, but you can. And it's pretty steep in places, but the view is so worth it. It's such an accomplishment to get up there. And it's a pretty crowded trail, but it's so beautiful up there. It is so beautiful. Next is Waimea Valley and Falls. So that one is kind of like a botanical park type of thing. They have free parking, but there's a $16 admission fee per person. And it's kind of like a paved path in an arboretum, and you see all kinds of plants and trees and things like that. And eventually you reach the fall. You can also swim in the basin at the bottom of the fall. You do have to wear a safety jacket, and there's a lifeguard on duty all the time. They also have a shuttle service for $10 if you don't want to actually walk up to the fall, because I think it's a few kilometers away. And finally, the last hike that we did, and the one that I enjoyed the least, would have to be the Diamond Head Crater, because it was beautiful, but it was so crowded. It's one of the most crowded hikes, I assume. It's a $5 parking fee. We went there for sunrise, but the sun did not rise because it was cloudy. It was extremely busy and crowded. There's a lot of tourists. They come in buses at a time. And I'm assuming it's like that all the time as well. From the videos and everything, it seems to be crowded every single day. It's really close to Honolulu. It's like probably the closest hike, I think, to downtown, so that's probably why it's so busy. It's also very organized. There's a clear path, and you go through some of the things from the Second World War as well, so it's a pretty interesting place to go to, but it is very crowded. A quick tip if you decide to go there: the very long stairs that you have on your right after the tunnel actually lead to a place that you can also access if you go on the left and use much simpler stairs. But if you want to experience the whole thing, you should go through the stairs on the right. They're just very exhausting and very long. Okay, finally, because this video is getting crazy long, I kind of want to just go over accommodation, transport, shopping, and other activities really fast. I have a list, so I'll go very fast. We got an Airbnb. It was in the Punch Bowl. It was really nice. We had a little kitchenette to cook breakfast at home every day. We went grocery shopping at Safeway and had pancakes and bananas every day. And it was very close to everything. We had parking. For transport, we rented a Turo. We had a really good experience. The car got delivered at the airport, was very accommodating, and we didn't have any kind of issue. It was very pain-free, and I would definitely recommend using Turo. It's so much cheaper. In terms of other activities, we went to the Valley of Temples. That was a $5 admission per person, and it's a Buddhist temple. It was really nice. It was really pretty. We went there on a rainy day. We also went to the Pali Lookout, which we didn't really get to see anything because it was too foggy, but I'm assuming it's really beautiful if you go on a sunny day. Although there's a $3 parking fee and there's nothing to do there, you'll probably be there for like 5 minutes. One of the best drives, probably the best drive I've ever done or seen in my life, is the Pali Highway. You drive through the mountain, you go in a tunnel, and you go through a mountain, and it's just so beautiful. The whole time we drove there, we went there multiple times every time we went to Kailua, but every time we drove around, I was just mesmerized and amazed by how beautiful the mountains were and everything. The drive to Makapu'u from Kailua is also very beautiful. It's on the side of the shore, and you go along the mountains and along the ocean. It's beautiful. A place we didn't get to visit was the Bishop Museum, but that was something that was on our list if we had time. Another place is the Polynesian Cultural Center. We didn't get to go there either, but it looked pretty cool. There's a lot of cute little stores in Kailua that we didn't get to go to, but it's a really nice, cute little village type place. There's also a lot of cute little store in Ailewa on the North Shore. We were happy to go to Target because we don't get to go to Target very often. Manoa Falls is a really cool visiting center with a lot of paintings and a really cute gift shop that we spent like kind of half an hour there because it was really nice. Oh, and something really random, we had a layover in San Francisco and they have a yoga room, and that was really cool. Now I'll leave it to that because this video is crazy long, but that's everything that I had to share about our trip. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if there's anything that I did not mention because we didn't get to do that but you did on your trip to Oahu, make sure to let me know because we'll probably be back and there's tons of other stuff that we definitely want to experience in the future. Thanks for watching. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!